In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your Mac computer, a cheap audio interface, and of course your guitar, and create awesome ambient guitar patches. Let's get to work. All right, let's talk about preparing for the patch. First up, I've got my guitar, yay. Second, here's an audio interface. Now, if you don't have one, maybe you've never recorded on a computer before, you'll need one of these. If you don't have one, I will include links to some nice, inexpensive ones in the video description. And like I said, if you've got a Mac computer, you already have GarageBand, the free recording software that comes with every Mac. In addition to GarageBand, I want you to download 2 free plugins. The first is called Chow Matrix. It's an amazing delay plugin. It's absolutely free. And the second is Valhalla SuperMassive, which also does delays, but it does these immensely cool reverbs too. Again, totally free. I'll include links to both plugins below. Go ahead, get them installed. All right, we're ready for GarageBand. Go ahead and fire it up, and the first thing you'll come to is this Choose a Project dialog. You'll just want to click on Empty Project, click Choose. And when the track type dialog comes up, pick Connect a Guitar or Bass to your Mac. And then remember you've got an audio interface and there'll be different inputs. Select the input that your guitar is plugged into. Mine's plugged into input 1, and then simply click on Create. And you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. If you've got your guitar correctly hooked up through the audio interface, you should be able to hear sound coming through the track. Okay, yeah. It's normally pretty simple to get sound going in GarageBand. Now, before we get into the patch, I want to have you do one other thing. Click on the GarageBand word in your menu and then click on Preferences. And then in the Audio MIDI tab, make sure that Enable Audio Units is checked. This will allow you to access the 2 free plugins that you just downloaded. All right, back on our guitar track, you'll see that the track comes up set to a British combo amplifier. I actually like that sound a lot. If you don't like it, you can switch it to another preset. You'll see over here a lot of different guitar presets. We're on the Brit and Clean tone. So just pick one that you like the sound of, whether it's clean or crunchy or whatever. Just pick one you like and go with it. So I'm going to change just a couple things here on this front panel of my amplifier. I'm going to pull the reverb all the way down because I don't really want spring reverb. I'm going to be adding in more reverb later. All right, so I'm going to just pull that down. I'm also going to go over to in the track information or recording settings area, I'm going to click on that word plugins, and you'll see all the plugins that are currently part of this patch. You'll see one of them is a pedalboard, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we've got 2 effects already queued up in our pedalboard. So I'm going to drag, I don't care about the treble booster, actually I'm going to get rid of it. But I do care about this compressor. I'm going to go ahead and click the button and turn it on. And you can hear immediately I've got a lot more sustain to my sound. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. The reason why I'm using a compressor is for those long delays and reverbs. It's really helpful to have more sustain in your guitar tone. All right, the next thing I want you to do is scroll down in the track recording settings area and look down where it says Master Echo and Master Reverb, and there's a button there called Edit Echo and Reverb Settings. So if we look at the echo, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the volume here on the left-hand side of the echo. Let's hear what we have. And that's not bad, but I'd like it to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to increase the time. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to also increase the volume. Yeah, already it's sounding kind of nice, isn't it? Okay, so that is all we're going to do on this track. That's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You can set that up in about 2 minutes, maybe. The next thing I want you to do is click, see we're clicked on track right now. We've got track selected. Just click on master, and we're going to go over to master, and we're going to add a couple of plugins on our master bus. And the reason why we're going to do this is so that we can have stereo effects. So the current view of this master bus is set to effects, but really what we want to do is move over to output. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that word output, and now we can see that we've got some other options. For example, if I want to add in some more compression, I can turn it on and really squish the sound. It's a little too much. But as you can see over here on the left-hand side, we've got channel EQ set up, and that is the same as this EQ area. So if I do want to add in some EQ, right, and just change the tone of my guitar, you know, the overall mix. But I can also add other effects in here. So it's interesting, if you just hold your mouse between channel EQ and compressor, you can see a little white line appear. And if you click on that little white line, you get access to a bunch of different effects. Isn't that cool? So what we want to do is find our free plugins that we just downloaded. And so I'm going to actually click below compressor, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says audio units. Now you'll see I've got a lot of options because I've got a lot of plugins on this computer. You will not have as many as I have. But if you move up to Chow DSP or Chow DSP, and then you should see Chow Matrix show up, and that is the delay, okay? Ignore the other Chow. I downloaded all their products because they're really cool. But select Chow Matrix, and you will see that it shows up. And this, again, is a really cool sounding delay. All right, what we're going to do here for ease and simplicity is just click on Default. These are the presets, and we're going to select Lush. Now, Lush is really cool sounding. However, I don't really like the levels here. So in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see dry level and wet level. They're both set to -12. What we want to do is just simply drag the dry level up to 0 or thereabouts, and maybe drag wet down just a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and play, and let's hear what it sounds like. Oh yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Actually, I'm going to bring the wet up a little bit because I love the sound of it. Oh, yeah. So this is our first stop along the way in getting a really cool patch. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to ultra smooth mode, which just sounds beautiful. Yeah, hear how smooth the delay repeats are. Now we could, like I said, we could stop there, but let's go ahead and add in that Valhalla SuperMassive. So right below Chow Matrix, I'm going to click on the white line. And again, I'm going to go down to audio units. This time I'm going to look for, Valhalla DSP, and you'll see that I've got other Valhalla plugins. These are not all free. I've paid for a bunch of them because they're so cool, but find Valhalla SuperMassive. That's your free plugin, and go ahead and click on that. And here we go. This is really beautiful. So We're going to pick a reverb. Let's go ahead and just for grins, let's pick the going wide and see what that sounds like. I have no idea what it sounds like, but it's going to sound great no matter what. Here we go. Oh yeah. Now I do want to tweak this a little bit. So if I come back over to our effects list, there's a little power button next to the Chow matrix. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off so we can just hear the supermassive. Here we go. Okay, I love that sound. However, it's a little bit too loud in relationship to the dry guitar. So I'm going to pull it down and let's try it again. Yes. Now let's go ahead and turn the Chow matrix back on. Here's what we get. Isn't that great? Now, there's a lot you can do with that. If you've got a volume knob on your guitar that's within easy reach, you can do volume swells, and it sounds great. I want to show you one more trick that is amazing. So if you click on the white line above Chow Matrix, let's go ahead and add a second instance of the Valhalla SuperMassive plugin. So again, let's find it in our list of plugins. There it is. And this time, instead of a reverb, click on the word default and look at echoes. And this time, look at looping and then select eighth note looper. And what I want you to do, by default, the tempo for GarageBand is 120 BPM. You can leave that where it is if you wish, but go ahead and move the big delay knob up to, say, 2/4. So it's going to be a delay for, a longer period of time than it would be as if it was 1/8, right? You can even move it up to a full 4/4. So this will be like a half a measure. Now let's see what this sounds like. Let me go ahead and turn off the Chow Matrix and the reverb version of the Supermassive. So we just have this delay. Here we go. I'm going to do a volume swell with my pinky finger. So can we say Frippertronics? Yeah, I think so. Now, the other thing we can do is slow down the tempo a little bit. So that will actually lengthen the delay time a bit. And let me go ahead and turn on both Supermassives and the Chow Matrix. And let's hear what we get. Is that sweet or what? So drop a comment below, let me know what you think, and check out this playlist of other ambient guitar recording techniques. I'll see all of you over there.